Hello students, here is Ashu Gupta, again Assistant Professor, welcomes you all on the behalf of Indraprasth Law College. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the specific provisions regarding the SDO, means that Sub-Divisional Officers of UP Revenue Code 2006, given under section 13. And while before discussing it, please watch the previous lectures to understand the whole concept of this code. So now let's open the box and start the slide and understand what is Sub-Divisional Officer, what is the rank of Sub-Divisional Officer in the UP Revenue Code 2006, and how they work for the collection of revenue in Uttar Pradesh. So let us see that is also provisioned into the chapter 3rd of UP Revenue Code 2006. So let's move on the next slide and start this lecture, wherein according to the chapter 3rd of this code, section 13 represents the whole things about the subdivisional officer, which is also known as practically in the name of SDO. So when you go to the Tehsil, there is a rank in the name of the SDO, which is basically a subdivisional officer. The full form of that SDO is subdivisional officer, and that is represented into section 13 of UP Revenue Code 2006, wherein section 13 represents that the state government may appoint in each district as many persons as it thinks fit to be assistant collectors of the first or second class. Wherein the previous lecture you may see the rank of the collectors or the commissioners, and herein we are talking about the subdivisional officers, which you may see that on the screen, that is appointed in each district on the behalf of the state government. So that is a clause 1 of section 13, which represents about the subdivisional officers as an assistant collector of the first or second class. So there is a two types of assistant collectors in the name of SDO, work in the name of SDO, first or second class assistant collectors. So now we discuss about the next clause of section 13, which may represent that the state government may place an assistant collector first class in charge of one or more subdivisions of a district. So that powers is also conferred by the state government to the state government by the UP Revenue Code 2006, that assistant collector first class in charge of one or more subdivisions of a district, and such an officer shall be called the assistant collector first class in charge of a subdivision or a subdivisional officers. So that is basically a SDO who represents in the section 13 subclause 1 or 2 under the chapter 3 of UP Revenue Code 2006. So now let's move on the next slide, wherein you may see that the officers referred to in subsection 1 or subsection 2 shall exercise all the powers and discharge all the duties conferred and imposed upon them by or under this code or any other law for the time being in force, subject to the control of the collector. So basically they are subjected to the direction of the collector, which is represented by the section 13 subclause 3. So let's open the next slide, which represents that the state government may designate an assistant collector first class appointed to a district to be an additional sub-divisional officer. So there is also an post in the name of additional sub-divisional officer for one or more tehsils of the district. So the additional sub-divisional officers are appointed on the basis of the tehsil level of a district. So let's move on the next slide. And the next clause represents the provisions about the additional sub-divisional officers, additional SDO, that is subject to the provisions of this code. The additional sub-divisional officer shall exercise such powers and discharge such duties of a SDO in such cases as the state government, or in the absence of any direction from the state government, the collector may direct. So that is also subjected to the direction of collector. Now that is the last important thing which is covered into section 13 of this code, that says that the state government may, at the time of making the appointment or at any time subsequent thereto, designate any assistant collector first class as sub-divisional officer judicial for one or more tehsils. So that is also represented as a sub-divisional officer SDO judicial for one or more tehsils, and any such sub-divisional officer judicial shall be allotted only judicial business. So that is appointed, also may be appointed for the judicial businesses of the tehsil level in a district. And then such a sub-divisional judicial officer shall exercise such powers and discharge such duties of SDO in cases as the state government, or in the absence of any direction from the state government, the collector may direct. So all the provisions are near about to same, but the rank or the post or the powers of the same has been changed under the various provisions of this code. So hope you will have been enjoyed the whole session and successfully enumerated it into your study and be benefited from this presentation. So be safe and stay at home during this pandemic era. Thank you very much. We will meet soon again with the next lecture. Thank you.